Hello folks, I'm Colonel Failure and this is Train Fever featuring the brand new Nordic DLC. Last time around we set up the basics, that's right, we set up a few passenger lines, travelling by road, travelling by cart, and they have proved to be rather popular, as you can see here. We've got quite a few people waiting in Hawkesbury for the next services to arrive. And it's, where are we, 1856, so we're 6 years into the game and we are pretty profitable. Last year we pushed $1 million in terms of profit. I'm pretty happy with that. You're looking at Hawkesbury here, and just to refamiliarise yourself with the routes that are travelled from here, we go to Marlow and we go to Mashem and we go to Poole. This time around what we're going to be working on is goods trains. Yes, I know it's a little early for that, and maybe this is a bold assertion on my part. However, I'm in the mood for goods, and there's an easy route that I have previously surveyed, running from outside Lostwithiel, just down here, carrying oil to this little refinery right here. And my hope is that from this refinery I'll be able to service Marlow, Hawkesbury and Mashem, possibly Poole as well. I don't need to run epic levels of goods in order to make a profit, but I do need it to tick along quite nicely. Anyway, let's crack on, and in order to preserve the time, I'm going to just pause while we set this up. Now, I'm going with the medium length stations, but I'm going with 2 tracks. The reason for 2 tracks is quite straightforward, is in the future I want to be able to upgrade this further still. So I think if we were to more or less parallel the river here, that looks pretty sound to me. So if we're lucky, we'll be able to do this fairly cheaply. I don't want to over-invest at this stage, because to do so would be somewhat foolish. As much as on this small map, I'm pretty confident we can make plenty of cash without breaking too much of a sweat. I want to do it quickly. I want to get to the point where we're rebuilding for the 15th time. In the very early game. So yeah, so let's not be wasting any money here. Now I'm double tracking all the way along here because I intend to run multiple trains out in this direction, and hopefully that will make sense relatively quickly. 619 grand for that section. Now it is all fairly flat. We've done quite a hefty cut through the forest here, and I think we could probably do that a little cheaper. If I can do this for, let's say 300 grand all in, then I'll be a happy pilgrim. And as a result, I'm relatively cheerful with making a few concessions as far as straight lines are concerned. So that first batch was 75. No, this is proving to be more expensive. Oh, don't tell me I'm going to be wasting money already. What if we did that? That's an extra 150,000. All right. Well, we'll stay with the minor cut there, and a tunnel even. Yeah. Well, the tunnel's going to be a smidge on the expensive side. So what are we looking at here? Well, we're cutting no matter how you look at it. Alright, fair enough. I guess there's no way of avoiding it. Alright, that ended up costing me way more than originally intended. Never mind. We shall learn from this mistake and just take the first offer, I think, when it makes sense. Right, so we'll set up a depot here, and as you can see in my depot selection, we have a few to choose from. Now, those are largely for decorative purposes, and we'll touch on those a little later on. For now, however, I'm gonna stick with the basics, and just get this thing rolling. So we'll start with one town in order to get in order to get some profit running. And that town will be Hawkesbury. Now, we need another station, and hopefully I can get this done without blowing the remainder of my cash. What are we looking at? I mean, we don't even need to go that far, particularly. Can you do me around the 140 mark there at all? 149. That's reasonable. And then, obviously, because this is in town, we can just run a medium street out from here to the rest of the town, and that should match up nicely. And on this side, we're going to go straight for double tracking if I can afford it. So the basic plan here, and I may upgrade this station to have more tracks in the future. The basic plan is trains come in on oil comes in on one side of the platform, goods are picked up from the other. Nothing particularly revolutionary there, but at the moment goods will come in on the left as we look at it now, whereas oil will come in on the left, goods will depart on the right. Do I want to spend any more? I don't want to spend any more. I'll just put a temporary junction in there, since that will only be used temporarily. Okay, we're good to go. So that's 3 stations up and running in no time at all. Now just a case of routing up railroad. Now it would be very easy for me to simply go via truck in this early stage, but I want to aggressively pursue rail in order to. Are you doing what I want? No, you see, you're not. No, that's not what I had in mind. Aggressively pursue rail in order to make it a rail first kind of scenario. I want you to go there. Thank you. Now, I'm already using waypoints, and someone is going to be telling me off for not using one-way signals. I can feel it. I know this is what you're talking about. So this is going to be Hacks Oil. Alright, and then line 1 here is going to be from Hawkesbury Halt out to Hawkesbury itself. So this is going to be Hacks Oil Goods. Hacks Oil Goods. And I might need to do a swift waypoint. No, that's fine for now. I will move it around once we expand to the second station, and providing I make a bit of profit, we'll do that soon. Okay, so we're going to be using this SJ Lit to begin with. Top speed of 37 miles per hour. We have switched over to Imperial measurements. You asked, I delivered. Right, that's 25, 30, 35. No, not enough money. 30 it is then. Well, I mean, that'll be enough for the short term, I guess. Right, let's get you on Hacks Oil. So I'm going to need to start the game up again in order to make a bit more money, in order to buy my goods train. Not a problem. However, as is customary at this stage, let us ride along with our first brave warrior on the, what's this, the Prince August. Splendid. Now, I mean, the only magic formula we need right now is for this oil well to recognise that it's in business. So let's stick that out there while we follow Mr. August here. As soon as that production starts, we'll be in business. Now, as mentioned, I do need to make a little bit of cash now in order to get a goods pickup going as well, and I'm probably going to also need. I'm probably also going to need to double track this in order to get it past this this oil train. However, the production has started. Yes, yes, oh yay. Yeah, you've made a bit of a hatchet job of the beautiful Nordic scenery by cutting a massive gouge in it. I'll see if I can't make a feature out of that later on by spanning it with a bridge or something along those lines. Certainly, my goal is going to be to ensure a certain amount of aesthetic beauty in what we're doing, and that means I'll be spending plenty of time smoothing things out while you're not here. because I've seen all too often how often I get, let's say, distracted by smoothing out the ground when recording, and you know that's no fun for anybody. Okay, right. How am I going to make this work? What should we do here? 230k. Is that going to be enough to get me a goods train, I wonder? 250 for the loco. Alright, time to hit the bank. Right, well, we'll take our balance up over $1 million. That should be more than enough. Goods wagon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 32 ought to do the trick. And what the heck? Let's get this track built at the same time. Well, that could have been cheaper, but never mind. Okay, right. Well, I can stick those points back in later on. I don't need points right now. Let's get you rolling. Off you trot there, fella. Okay, so, I mean, we're going to be making money from our passenger services still, and at the same time, hopefully, these this goods line will start to pick up. Now, I want to, I mean, the second it starts generating enough profit, I'm going to, I mean, I could max out my loan. Let's follow along here and see if we can't get a jaunty angle with them both in. Although what we want is we want a jaunty angle of them both hitting the stations around the same time. That's much more fun. Yeah, so cash depending. I want to be able to extend to a second goods station quickly. Purely because that will help drive the growth of this particular oil refinery that much faster, which will have the knock-on effect of improving the profitability of every train running in there. So it's a bold move, and I mean I've experimented with this a little, and you definitely do need to operate servicing more than one station. There you go. Let's slow it down to an appropriate speed. Yeah, not quite lined up at the same time. Still, there we go. And goods waiting. Goods waiting. So there you go. Its first two goods off and running. Excellent. Now we've got $500,000 in the bank, and I'd like to get up to Mashem. Okay, well, you know, who's to stop you? I'm going to leave the game rolling, and that way I'll get a little bit of money coming in while we do this. Steady on. I think you've over-egged your curve there a little. Right, we have the choice of a Danish junction here or a Swedish junction. I think we'll go Danish first time out. Splendid. We'll alternate. I'm not going to play favourites in the slightest with it when it comes to what are we looking at here? How much do you want to charge me to get all the way up the hill? A small fortune, and you want to put a bridge in there as well. Well, I think we'll negotiate on that front. Let's get the station in anyway. See if I can do that relatively inexpensively. I know there's a first time for everything. Right, rotate this sucker around. And we don't need it to be right in the centre of town, but we do need it to be able to filter into town relatively easily. What are we looking at? There was a 180 something there. That'll do. Right, terrific. Now, where did I get to with my existing rail? Okay, we're all the way out there. What have we got here? We're coming out on the right-hand side as we look at it now. So let's. Well, I'm not. I have to say, I'm not desperately keen on that. What are you terrain alignment colliding? Is it because you're having to build? Don't tell me this station is a non-starter. Oh my goodness! I know I have a reputation for building things at such a pace that sometimes I don't do a proper survey. But let's borrow some more cash. I want to get it done. Damn it! Right now, comply. Thank you. And we might as well double track while we're in the neighbourhood. There's a smoothing job to be done there. Right, yes. And we go all the way to our bit of track there. Right, 900,000. That is more than I want to spend. So we're gonna chance it again. As much as last time, it did not pay off my my trying to save money by doing it piece by piece. Hopefully this time, with a few less groundworks, there we go. I definitely saved a couple of quid there. Almost certainly saved a little bit of money. Okay, right. Then we need to build a set of points there just as a temporary measure. We now need to get this soldier operating on the correct path. Okay, right. So going in, we go in onto the left-hand side of the station, and then come back out on the right. So let's signal that up, shall we? And again, we've got some nice Swedish signals on the go here. In on the left. Doesn't in on the left feel a little alien? Yes, it does. We'll go in on the right and then back out on the left. Okay, and that means we're going to need some points at this end. In on the left, so it's coming in here, so we'll change over right about there. Marvellous. Right, I'll stick another couple of signals here because we're obviously now we're going to be running multiple trains down this route. We don't want to be in a situation where we're doing any blocking. Right, that's Hawkesbury Oil Goods working like a charm. We're going to now add in Mashem Oil Goods. Make sure it's connected. Well, okay. I probably would have remembered, but thanks for the reminder nonetheless. There you go. Enjoy. Right. Okay, so we're coming up here on the... Well, it's single tracked, so no real drama to be had there. But it's automatically following the correct path. Yep, that's working perfectly. Okay, right, so we're good to go. So it's going to be Mashem Oil Goods. Oil Goods. And the reason for kind of pushing to get this up and running quickly, as mentioned, is to drive forward the profitability of the oil well overall. Right, 1, 2, 3... I'd like a little more than that. Let's up the tempo and see if I can get some more on here. Yep, there's another one. Keep it coming. And another one. What's that? 20. No, I'd like more than that. Yes. Yeah, one more would be absolutely... Actually, no. We're not going to need 24 for a while. So let's just set that in motion. Now, it might have a moment or two on the way in, and that's okay. We can cope with that. Let's just bang a quick signal. Actually, let's bang the signal there. Give it plenty of time to warm up. Right, where are we up to? Okay, right, it's motoring through. Our oil train has just picked up. What are we carrying this time? 4 whole oil. Well, that's That's not quite at the break-even point. I think let's charitably describe it thus. Right, try to deliver more oil. So we've got a product potential of 33 at the moment, and I suspect that's because it hasn't taken Mashem into account. There we go. It has now taken Mashem into account. 62's okay. I'd like it to break the 100 relatively quickly, and that's obviously going to mean adding another station in as well. And to get to that point, we need to make a bit more cash. So I say cash, I pop the window open. It's like a seamless video thing, right? Makes me seem somewhat professional. Yeah, I know, somewhat. Right, where are we? So, in our first year with rail, we made $7,000. Second year, we made $93,000. One would hope that this third year we can... oh no, this second year. We haven't finished the second year. Well, one would hope that this year will break even. At least in terms of offsetting running costs, and I think we're pretty much there already. It's just that, you know, I spent an absolute fortune on building. Alright, have you got something? You have got something waiting. So there we go, the first Mashem pickup has grabbed 2. So it's driving in the right direction, and I want to get this going quite quickly, purely so that I can start building the larger networks. Let's follow this guy along here. Start building larger networks that I've got in mind before towns get to the point where I'm going to have to compulsorily purchase a whole lot of property in order to get things working. We've got a passing shot coming up here. Now, are these 2 plastic dudes stood on board this train going to wave as they go past the other one when they see their clones? Brothers from the factory. It's a nice little engine though. There we go. Come on fellas, give them a wave. Right, if you lean out far enough you can probably do a high five. No? Guess not. Anyway, thank you very much for watching today. Progress is always a little slow to begin with, but we'll pick up pace quite quickly. And I have seen people go, oh yeah, I've made my first billion by the time it reaches 1900. To which I say, okay, well, let's see what we can do about that. And not running my debts up anymore is going to be part and parcel of the route to that success. But you know me, I'm going to run debts up and then I'm going to pay them off and then I'm going to run them up some more and pay them off some more, and you get the idea. We'll be building next time around. What are we going to build? We'll build our third goods route, and we'll start getting some interior trams going, because as soon as I've got 3 stations on this goods route, I'm going to start looking at passenger. It's an expensive project, but well worth the effort, I think, to get it going quickly. So why not tune in and check out some of that when we return. Thanks very much for watching today. I've been Colonel Failure. Chuck us a like, please. It's always nice when you do. And it helps more people find this illustrious, what they call, content. And subscribe if you haven't done so already. I'm perilously close to 1,000 subscribers at the time of recording. So, you know, you could be the 1,000th. Anyway, I'll catch up with you very soon. Thanks for watching. Cheerio.
This